All right, we're gonna get started. Doc, alcoholic addict, amongst other things, and welcome to another fantastic edition of Sober School, Brainwashing Edition. As I was telling you guys, if you want to keep your brain clean, it's good to wash it now and again. Technically, what we're going to be discussing today is neural conditioning. Like ways of, and really that's a lot of what this program is about. Because as I always say, neurons that fire together, what do?
Wired.
Oh my God, that makes me so happy.
Wired.
I looked it up online. It said,
You said that backwards.
well, I'll say it backwards, forwards, whatever it
You
takes.
need to wash your brain, Doc.
Yeah, and condition it. The brain strengthens pathways it uses often. Replacing destructive routines with healthy rituals rewires those pathways. All right, a little quick informal survey. All right, I want everybody to raise their hands.
Both of them?
Just one. All right, and all right. How best to do this? All right, so
Raise a hand.
all right.
Finger.
Actually, no, you put them down. Put them down. I got you guys trained. It worked. It worked. The system works. All right, now put your hand up if you smoke cigarettes.
Vaping count?
Yeah, vaping counts. All right, if you're all right, put your hand put your hand up if you drink coffee. Put your hand up if you drink soda pop.
If you enjoy life.
Put your hand up if you drink energy drinks.
Periodically.
Periodically, on occasion. Put your hand up if you will indulge in like candy or sugary fatty snacks on occasion. All right. Well, all these things are dopamine on demand delivery systems. They give you a rush of the feels because your brain detects from your stomach, okay, we got a big influx of calories or a chemical that causes the release of dopamine. If you're eating sugary snacks or a big meal, your vagus nerve is stimulated when your belly's full, and that causes the release of oxytocin, which in turn releases dopamine and serotonin, basically via the basal ganglia. We'll do another class on whole neurochemistry and structure. Today is more practical application. All right, so we all got these things we do, and we do them because, man, candy's good, cigarettes nice. We do a lot of things, especially in early recovery. Man, coffee and cigarettes in early recovery, or like there's a saying, put down the bottle, pick up the fork. A lot of people will stop drinking and start eating a bunch. And the reason for that is because we previously had a way of a different dopamine on demand system. We had drugs and alcohol, and they get them feels. They get all the feel good neurotransmitters super quick. And really, dopamine is a reward neurotransmitter. It is something it's an attaboy from your brain. It's like, all right, you did something good. Because back when in our evolutionary past, if you believe in that sort of thing, which I do, it was to our benefit. Okay, you ate a big meal. Okay, here's an attaboy from your brain. Here's some dopamine. Good job eating that big meal. Good job having sex. Yeah, because so your brain rewards you for getting down, so you will continue to get down and make more people who like to get down. It's from an evolutionary standpoint. But
Very true.
yeah, did you guys so it being a reward chemical, we're used to like it's my dopamine and I want it now. We want to feel good yesterday. We don't ever, we still got those two original operating instructions we've had since birth, which is seek pleasure and avoid pain, or discomfort. Titties are awesome, milk is great, full belly's cool. I don't like it when I shit my pants. You know, like that is your base operating instructions from birth. And a lot of us have not developed much past that. Okay, like I want to feel good, seek pleasure. I want to get high. I want to get drunk. That's like going for just whether the bottle's got milk in it or vodka. The what's going on in your brain is exactly the same. Avoiding discomfort, man. I don't want to deal with this hungover. I don't want to deal with the DTs. I don't want to fucking come down. I don't want to be dope sick. That is still operating on those same two instructions we've had since birth. And really, we'll do some stuff that's responsible. Man, I got a job. You know, like I pay my bills. But it's just because you want to keep having a place to get drunk at or enough money to buy a bottle or a bag. Like, and really, man, even like in some of our addiction, I know mine, like, okay, I take care of my kids. Well, because you feel bad when you don't. Or you get guilted by your significant other or your family when you don't. So it's not 100. You do care about your kids, but in deep down, in all sincerity, is it 100%? Or like, is there an aspect of avoiding discomfort? I don't want to deal with. I don't want to feel bad because my kids are sad. But that's less. It's not exactly selfless love. That's still an element of it is going back to those original two instructions. And then a lot of us suffer from arrested development. We didn't keep progressing. We didn't get good at doing stuff that is, well, like, you got to get good at doing stuff that is difficult, hard, not necessarily pleasant, and doesn't necessarily have an immediate dopamine payoff. Like, man, all right, so it's gonna suck, and I don't feel good afterwards. So where do I sign up? Sold. Shut up and take my money. That's not an easy sell for a lot of us, especially not in early recovery. But you know what thing typically falls into that category that is oftentimes not pleasant and doesn't have an immediate dopamine payoff? The next right one. The next right thing. Doing the next right thing. A lot of times it's uncomfortable or it just downright fucking sucks. Sometimes it's awesome. Man, I got to help somebody, made their day, and it made me feel good. But and you get a dopamine payoff from that. You get that little neurological attaboy. There's definitely a lot to be said for that attaboy. And just literal attaboys. But you guys see the poster I put up on the on the door where you go out to smoke?
About picking up butts.
Well, picking up butts or doing push-ups. And who here's seen me doing push-ups outside before I smoke? Yeah, because I didn't just put that up. Man, you guys should do this. One of my best friends in the whole wide world, Scott, out in Arizona. We've lived together for long periods of time, multiple occasions. I've known him since junior high, and he's one of my best friends in the whole wide world. And he, for some reason, he values my opinion. He knows I love him, and I'll tell him to straight poop. Like if he needs advice on something, he calls me. And it's about 7 or 8 months ago, he called me and he was super, super fucking sad. Like he was like, man, crying on the phone. And it hurts me because you know me, I feel for people. And like, man, to hear one of my best friends in the whole wide world like crying, I mean, what's up? And well, he was getting into this girl. It was like an ex of a mutual acquaintance of ours. And he's a big, giant piece of shit. And he acted as such. So they ended up like and did her dirty. And my boy Scott's a really, really nice guy. And he was there for her. Like helped her like get her back on her feet and boost her confidence. And they were starting a little, at least the fledgling romantic interaction. And she ended up going back to the huge piece of shit. As statistically as frequently occurs. We'll discuss that in another class. However, but he was, like he really cared about her. And he was really torn up about this. And I'm like, man, I'm trying to think of what I can do for him. And we're also talking about like he's trying to get, he feels he's not happy with how his body's at because he's getting a little bit older. I'm like, tell you what, if I could make you just stop thinking about her, I would. But how about this? You think about her all you want. But every time you think about her, you got to do 20 push-ups. Or go do a set on the bench. And you absolutely, man, think about her all you want. And one of two things, or a couple things are going to happen. You're either going to get swole, you're going to stop thinking about her, or both. And the last time I talked to him, about 3 months ago, he'd lost 54 pounds. And he's frickin' jacked. Like, he took like a really horrible time in life. He was like talking about like, he was like borderline self-harm. Because of like the feels. Because of the sadness in his heart and like being rewarded with for being a good guy by getting shit on yet again, as often occurs. And he went from that, and by using neural conditioning, lost 54 pounds, and he's like, he's a big boy now. So like that's just proof that neural conditioning works. All right, so you got, and that could be applied to almost anything. So if dopamine's a reward chemical, like I vape and I'll smoke on occasion. If I smoke, I'm doing push-ups. Or I'm gonna go lift the bar or do some back arm dips off the picnic table. I'm gonna do something that's worth rewarding. All right, you take stuff that you don't want to do and you set it as a prerequisite, as a gatekeeper. Okay, you want to smoke a cigarette? You can't smoke that cigarette until you do your next module for anger management. Or you read 2 pages in the big book. The stuff that you have a hard time doing, the stuff that you're not a huge fan of, if you're going to give yourself dopamine, you're going to have that sugary snack. Okay, imagine if you couldn't have a cup of coffee in the morning unless you read a page in the big book. You know, it's not that hard. You use the reward, make sure you're doing something rewarding.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, and if you can't do push-ups or dips or squats or anything, but no, you can do a little bit of a squat. You can pick up a couple cigarette butts because you're making one. So pick up 2 off the ground. Every pack of cigarettes you smoke, that's 40 less butts on the ground. If everybody actually did that, even if nobody did push-ups at all, if every time they smoked 1 cigarette, if they picked up 2 butts off the ground outside, there would be 0 cigarette butts outside.
If everyone picked up their cigarette butts, there wouldn't be any out there.
Yeah. Well, like, see, the thing is, you also stop making. You wouldn't be throwing butts on the ground if you're just gonna have to pick them up. Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing. That cigarette is far less appealing. After doing 20 push-ups, like I'll do 20 push-ups. Somebody will bum me a cigarette. I'll do 20 push-ups. Might smoke half of it because you're getting dopamine from working out. So now I'm less addicted to nicotine and more habituated on getting better physically. And you can apply that to anything. Take anything you want, or more accurately, anything you don't want to do. You know, oh man, I don't want to fill out the back of my meeting sheet. Okay. If you want to smoke a cigarette, bust out that meeting sheet, and you can smoke a cigarette while you fill out today's information. And if you smoke every day, and you do that, your meeting sheet's always going to be filled out. And you're actually going to be doing something worth rewarding. And that is a system that actually works. I put it to practice myself. I've helped other people use that system. And it absolutely works. And imagine if, all right, man, we have using thoughts now and again.
Me.
Yeah. We'll give it time.
Dreams.
Yeah. Using dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no wrangle in that. But imagine if every time you, thought about using or thought about a self-destructive behavior or had negative self-talk, what if you just dropped and did 5 push-ups? But I highly encourage it. Because even me, man, it's fucked up. I'll see you. I work some not so nice neighborhoods, you know, and I'll see a used rig on the ground, and that is just gross, biohazard AF, and that'll make me think about, I don't like only for a split second, but there's a connection in there because neurons that are wired together, fire together, are wired together. I'm like, man, it makes me think about it. I'm like, ooh, just go gross immediately afterwards, but there for a split fraction of a second, it makes me think about it when I haven't thought about it at all. I'll see something, I'll smell something, the smell of burning match brings me back hard. The relative memory, like smell and stuff like that, is one of the strongest forms of memory. But I highly encourage you, like, do something. One, exercise and physical fitness is crucial, not just for your physical health, for mental health. Just so you guys know, I put in the gym list last night. There should be gym passes for everybody. And I highly encourage you, use them. Do something. We'll set up a trip, like fill the van up. We'll go down there and take over the gym for a minute. Get something done because, man, it's a healthy way to get positive neurotransmitters, even around the house, man. There's little barbells. If you can't do push-ups or squats or anything like that, man, smoking with one hand, be curling them with the other and switch it off. Like, because if you vape, like imagine if you couldn't hit your vape first thing in the morning until you did something to better yourself.
That's right.
Imagine how good you could be. Yeah, but can't have your cup of coffee. Can't hit your vape.
Just knowing there's coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. You're all excited. Yes.
Now, I've been in AA meetings and such before. Never have I had the speaker using the selfie thing. That's nice. But I just wanted to ask, because it seems like to me, it's just a high statement, that you're kind of trading whatever addiction to the addiction of
A very good point. 100%.
caffeine for coffee. You know, he's talking about it gets him all.
Yeah.
And, you know, oh man, I need some coffee. Hell, I was like that with meth. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't get it. See, I don't drink coffee, so I'm not knocking everyone
Well,
else who does.
If you're a former tweaker, might not want to.
There's
But-
a lot of things I don't want to do either.
But we all trade off, like, for
Is it
something,
healthy,
because
though?
we're used. Well, most of the trade-offs we do, no.
Trading one for another.
Yeah, most of them are okay. Cool. I don't drink anymore, but now I'm addicted to Twinkies. That's a big thing. Like, put down the bottle, pick up the fork. Like sugary snacks, scratch off lottery tickets, buying sneakers on Temu. And I'm not
I
kidding.
just went Temu shopping last night.
Yeah. And you know what? When you
I'll
hit
tell
that,
you what, how else can you buy a whole wardrobe for 75 cents?
yeah, but I bet you felt good when you hit that buy.
Well, yeah, before it took my money, I guess.
Yeah, but you know why? Because it released dopamine.
Oh,
It's the same thing. You want them feels. We all want them feels. And if we can capitalize on the fact that we want them feels and use that as a reward, okay, to better ourselves. Imagine if, like, take any habit you have. Imagine if you could just trade that for working out. Because from a neurological standpoint, done properly, the end result's the same.
Healthy habits seem different than unhealthy habits.
Well, typically it takes longer. It like, man, if I hit the buy now button, I feel good right now.
No,
But if I gotta do 20 push-ups, that takes a minute, and it takes even longer to start seeing like more positive results. But man, fast money ain't always good money.
but
Typically
it
not,
withstand.
because typically that fast money you don't get to keep it.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, the system of capitalizing on your dopamine system to get you to do things that you don't necessarily want to do, but you know you need to do. Get you to embrace the suck. If you can like use, okay, pick a thing. Pick a thing you don't want to do. You know, like there for a long time. Like I'm probably gonna quit smoking again. But I hadn't bought cigarettes for like a long time. Then there was that whole thing with that hot scientist where she got kind of stabby, and after that yeah, I digress. We'll talk about that in another meeting. But yeah, I bought a couple packs of cigarettes. About like 5 packs of cigarettes in the past 7 months, something like that. But yeah, I think I'm not gonna buy cigarettes anymore. And even if I smoke a butt, I'm not gonna smoke a butt until after I get off work. I'm not gonna smoke while I'm at work. That way, okay, I worked all day. I did something rewarding. I can reward myself. I give myself a little bit of dopamine on demand. When I get off, because I can get that reward chemical because I did something worth rewarding. Like, I have my vape with me all day. But most of the time, it's just to look at. It's the carrot. Okay, man, I just, man, it looks good, man. I want to hit it. But no, I gotta change out all these smoke detectors and all these outlet covers. I just use that as a finish line. Okay, man, because I want to hit that vape. So I just look at it all day. I'll usually set it right on top of my cup. That keeps it from getting dirty, or at least it's got my dirt on it. But I'll just look at it all day, and I don't get to hit it till I close out my work order. So, okay, I complete another work order. I did something worth rewarding. So, okay, and 100%, you shouldn't smoke. You shouldn't vape. You shouldn't coffee. I don't want to. Coffee, ultimately, being dependent on coffee to get up in the morning is ultimately not you really don't want to be dependent on anything
I just took
in a
myself
perfect
out-
world.
I just took myself out to go get something to eat.
Yeah.
For a reward.
Yeah. Well, what'd you do to worth rewarding?
I worked my ass off today. We worked overtime today. So.
Excellent. That's worth a Happy Meal. 100%. Overtime? You do work overtime? 100%. You get your Frosty or something after work because you earned it.
It was nice.
Yeah, and it makes it taste even better because I know, man, my vape tastes even better when I clear out a big work order, bunch of crap on there. Man, I hit close work order, work complete, and a bunch of other buttons because apps are bullshit. Then I get to hit my vape. I'm like, how sweet it is. It's great. It's bad for me, but man, what we're doing is we're shifting the ratio of, all right, I did a bunch of stuff that's good for me. I worked hard. Got exercise doing my job. I'm making money. I'm finishing what I frickin' started. So that, in those instances, that's a lot of good for a little bit of bad. And 100%, everybody here, if you smoke, you should quit smoking for good. But failing that, until you get there, you should start smoking for good. You should, if you're going to use that dopamine on demand delivery system, if you're going to vape, if you're going to smoke cigarettes, do something worth rewarding. Because that's, okay, you did the next right thing. Man, imagine if you just went around and looked for service. Man, I want to hit my vape. I need to find somebody to help. I need to read the big book. I'm going to go find a piece of trash. Imagine if everybody like, man, I want to hit my vape. I better go find something on the ground to pick up. And do something positive to counteract that negative. Do something worth rewarding. Another thing is that we, if you're here during the day, or in the mornings at least, daily priming through affirmation and self-conditioning. Priming is it's deliberately starting a day by conditioning your brain and nervous system into a resourceful state, into having an attitude of gratitude, setting goals for the day. That's why morning meditation is so important. That's why we start the day off every day with a reading, with prayers, with gratitude, and with goals. Because that's what you need to wire, because your brain is pretty plastic. It's malleable when you're not all the way awake. So we capitalize on that every day. We're gonna shape it and we're gonna mold it like Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze in Ghost. And no, that's just weird. No, we're gonna make your brain into something good. And it takes time because your brain's more malleable in the morning, but those neurons that fire together have been wiring together for a long time in negative ways. So it's going to take time to change those pathways, to give it new pathways, new positive ones, to make you the you I know you can be. Because every single person in this room, you guys could all fucking be better. But it's not because you're worse than anybody else. It's because you're not as good as you could be. Like, seriously, man. Like, don't compare yourself with anybody else. Like, other than you yesterday. And as long as you're making progress, this is a program of progress, not perfection. If you're just a fucking modicum, just a fraction of, be it an inch or be it a mile, if you're just a little bit better tomorrow than you were today, that's a win. Like, and even lowercase W's are still W's. 100%. And you don't like, man, I did some stuff, but I didn't get everything I wanted to get accomplished. Fuck that. You did some stuff. You need to like give yourself some credit. If you're a little bit better, if you did some stuff for self-improvement, winning. 100%. And like, and if you do this consistently for a long time, you will just keep getting better and better and better. Every day. Like, can you imagine if every day you woke up the best you've ever fucking been your whole life? Feeling better, healthier, making better choices. Hey, granted, a lot of us, man, that's a low bar. We've done a lot of messed up stuff. But that's just all the better. Like, that makes it like, what's more impressive? Somebody who had their stuff together all along. Man, I've never drank, never took a drug in my life. And I have a job and I do the things and pay my taxes. That's cool. But I was just in somebody's song, like,
Impressive to me.
yeah, well, 100%. But you know what's even more impressive than that?
Drink, never to smoke, be a fucking Mormon their whole life.
Yeah, that's cool.
Never to accept any sin in their life. That's fucking impressive. That's more impressive than us. Fuck.
What? No, what's more impressive is somebody who fucked everything in their life up. Who did all the dirtball stuff and robbed and stole and got high and drunk, and then to turn all that around. Because they started from right here and they stayed right here. Okay, you never drank, you never used drugs, you got a little bit better, you got a job, all right, you pay your taxes. Okay. All right, this is a cool difference. This is improvement. But to start from down here and get to here, that's a lot bigger of a difference. That's way more impressive to me.
Jesus never sinned. I find that impressive. If there's anybody that never smoked or did drugs or never had a reason to fuck, even if they did, they never chose to fuck up when they had the opportunity. That's more impressive to me. But I'm not saying it's not impressive that, we come from such shitty.
If we're trying to if we're quantifying the amount of improvement, they're going from here to here. We're going from all the way down there to here.
We went down there though.
Yeah, it's a quantity of action in physics. How much of it's changed over time? They didn't change that much. We changed from where they were at to way, way worse to way, way better. So it's better than double the amount of, if we're doing it from a physical quantification standpoint. Yes.
Like God loved Paul so much, and my mom told me I should read The Prodigal Son.
Yeah.
I started reading it, and I'm like, this ain't gonna be good.
No.
And then the ending is where it's at.
Yeah.
And she was trying to say something to me,
Yeah, 100%. And
I got the message by reading that.
And it's anybody can be a cautionary tale. It's real easy to be an example of what not to do. I think we're all pretty well versed in that. Because we've all, like, your baby with limitless potential, sinless and perfect, relatively. Now you've lived to adulthood, so you can't be that messed up. Nothing that couldn't be fixed. And you went from a palette, a canvas of limited potential to most of us, myself personally, like done some dark stuff. Some stuff that I'm not proud of, but so if we're quantifying amount of change, we went from here's our baseline, sinless, but not really part of the solution or part of the problem. You're a baby, you don't do much, to you grow up and get a little bit better, and then you get like way, way, way worse. And we've got a long way to go to get back to baseline. But if we keep at it, we can go past baseline into to living up our potential. Like, and that's huge. Like, because, like, seriously, you guys got a lot of potential. Even you. Like, you got a good head on your shoulders. You're not completely retarded.
Thank you.
Like, yeah, no, I mean that as a high praise, because, like, you're capable of rational thought. You can put two words together pretty darn well. Like, what you could accomplish if you just, because we got high and drunk by any means necessary. If we could condition our brains into getting better and self-improvement, put like a fraction of that effort we put into making sure we could get our next fixed or the next drunk, like where you would be in a year, where you would be in 5 years, where you would be in 10 years, how the story's gonna end. Like, it very well could be a freaking happily ever after. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Praise God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
Redemption, salvation, thank God. It's
Yeah.
over with.
yeah,
Amen.
that's a hell of a finish line, or a heaven of a finish line.
That was funny.
Dad jokes. But
Oh,
like, anybody can be a cautionary tale, but like, for me personally, I like stories of redemption. Like, it's like, it's cool when everything's cool and you stayed cool your whole life and you did good. That is awesome. That is commendable. My hat is off to you, figuratively speaking. But the ones where, like, the stories of, like, people who start off like homeless and now they're like CEOs or motivational speakers or making a big positive difference in the world, from starting off in a really, really horrible place like prison and the depths of addiction and alcoholism to get to, like, man, like, when I was a kid, I couldn't talk. I had a really bad speech impediment and a stutter, and I'm fucking definitely on the spectrum. I didn't understand people. I was scared of everything. And like, I was literally in the class next to the boiler room with the kids with helmets. I was in that class because I couldn't talk. I had reading problems and stuff. But I was also in gifted class at the same time. What do you do with that? Oh, you're stupid smart. Like, didn't fit anywhere, never have my whole life. But it was an opportunity. Like, it took it. I'm a really late bloomer, I guess. Went through a lot of stuff, a lot of horrible, horrible things. But man, just by working this program and conditioning myself, I'm monumentally better than I was. And not only that, I get to help people. I can use all the messed up stuff that I've been through, and I can make that messed up stuff worthwhile. Good. I got molested. Fucking good my mom died when I was 16. Not because she died, because I fucking miss her every day, but what that taught me and what that allows me to teach to others so that they can get the appreciation they have for their family without having to lose them. There's good in everything, and it just takes just little bits of discipline, just embracing the suck and doing the hard stuff. And you can absolutely, everybody has a dopamine and delivery system that you're using. Facebook likes are a dopamine delivery system. Every time that game you play,
Yeah.
that is a Skinner box manipulation 100%. You're addicted to those little flashing lights because they make your basal ganglia release the feels. Okay, you wanna You want to play your game?
I gotta go
Read-
to the meeting in the morning. It's the only way I play. If I go to the meeting in the morning, I get to play my game after. Because if not, I don't have enough time.
All right, that is that's exactly what I'm talking about. But you know how like I go to the gym a lot. All right, not as much as I like. Well, I make sure and do stuff. But you know how you make heavy stuff feel light?
By doing it.
No, you do light stuff till it feels heavy. Low weight, high reps.
Repetition.
You do the little next right things, like breathalyzing on in a timely manner, filling out your meeting sheets, doing your fucking chores, all the little BS stuff. Coming to these classes where I grant it to you, like a madman that I am.
Here.
But those are all low weight, and you got to do the high reps. But if you want to make heavy feel light, you do light till it feels heavy. You do these little next right things, and it's all conditioning your brain to where you can do the big next right things. There's another one that goes back to this is an actual exercise, and the previous participant in this program, and like he was really struggling. He's like, man, I can't. It just keeps sounding appealing to me, like going back out because he kept relapsing. After I left, and I'd see him in a meeting and stuff, and he'd be doing good for a while, and he'd go back out, and he'd be doing good for a while, and he'd go back out. He's like, Doc, you got to help me. Make it so it's not so appealing. All right, okay. My good friend Bo, when I was in prison, she bought me books. She's like, she was one of my oldest friends. She was like my mom's roommate, my mom's professor when she went to school for her teaching degree. And she, like, man, I want to get into, I want to learn more about neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. Dr. Richard Bandler, she sent me this book. And this is an anchoring exercise. All right, so we've got all these, because of the way cortisol works, and it affects the way memory forms. So like in addiction and alcoholism, it's a relatively stressful situation, typically. A lot of stress is involved. There's a lot of peaks and valleys, highs and lows. So your cortisol levels, off the charts. So like that affects how your memories are formed. It makes you remember the good stuff better than the bad stuff. You remember all the fun times you had not waking up with wet pants or covered in vomit or a jail cell. Yeah, you still remember them, but those memories don't stick out as much as all the good times you had. So when I proposed this, it's an exercise called anchoring. It's anchoring in NLP is pairing a specific physical action with a positive emotional state or a negative emotional state. So all right, so basically the whole typically you'll like this little meaty part right between your thumb and index finger. I'll typically you squeeze it 3 times. All right. So take your dominant hand, whichever your dominant hand is. If you're right-handed, take your right hand. If you're left-handed, take your left hand. All right. And I want everybody to like grab that meaty part, your own meaty part. Not your friends. That's a different class. All right. So I want everybody to grab that little part between their index finger and their thumb, and I want you to close your eyes. Yeah, you got to do it. I'll do it with you.
I don't want to close my eyes.
And this is the same exercise I did with this gentleman who I just ran into today. That's why I'm bringing this up. All right, so now close your eyes, and I want you to think about. I want you to think about drinking or getting high. Oh, now, and this is messed up. All right, stick with me.
Not gonna trick me.
No, I want you to think about it. Think about how fun it is. Now, I want you to squeeze that meaty part of your hand 3 times.
I was already squeezing it.
All right, well, squeeze it 3 times. And now I want you to think about seeing some old guy's balls in jail.
It's happened
Alright.
a couple times.
Yeah, like unintentional ball gazing. Or like at the pool, the gym, locker room. All right, now I want you to keep holding. Now I want you to you can think about getting high or drinking again, right? And now I want you to squeeze that meaty part of your hand 3 times. And now think about, you ever take a drink of a beer that had a cigarette butt in it? Or like somebody's chew can? Or you open a container of milk to see if it was bad and it was super, super bad? I want you to think about that.
Much more appealing than whole
Yeah.
You want me to squeeze my hand after
You should have led with
Yeah.
that.
3 times?
All right, and last one. All right, I want you to think about getting high or drinking again.
Balls.
Yes. This guy gets it. I want you to squeeze that meaty part of your hand 3 times and think about like how awkward it is when you're like in a stall next to somebody in the bathroom and they're just having horrible diarrhea, just like medical military grade diarrhea, and you can
Explosive diarrhea.
yeah. You can not only you can smell it, you can taste it, you can feel the vibration through the fucking the plastic seat. I want you to think about that. Now you're welcome.
Now every time you squeeze, you're gonna think about that.
Now those fucked up things, that's connected to you thinking about using. Like the guy, I saw him up at the gas station. We caught up and stuff. He's been doing good for a while, and I'm like, yeah, I was gonna talk about conditioning today. And you remember the exercise we did? He's like, he literally like almost threw up in his mouth because that brought it back. Because he's like, man, I still got old guy's balls stuck in my mouth. Yeah.
Mine, not mouth.
Yes.
Mine, not mouth.
Yeah. You don't know. Don't judge.
I'm judging.
Yeah. But yeah, this was 6 or 7 months ago. And the second I brought it up, he was like, and like he's still got his struggles, and granted that's not that little parlor trick isn't going to do it in of itself. But now we're going to do the opposite as we close. All right, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to take your non-dominant hand. All right. And we're going to grab our dominant hand, same spot. And I want you to think about, I want you to squeeze it 3 times. And I want you to think about the best birthday present you ever got. Not that. That's non-pharmaceutical birthday present you ever got. Like when you were a kid. Or I want you to squeeze it 3 times, and I want you to think about your favorite childhood memory, like the coolest thing you ever did when you were a kid. All right. And I want you to squeeze it 3 times. And I want you to look up here at this picture. This is a quokka. This is like the happiest animal that exists that I'm aware of. They live on an island off the coast of Australia where they have no natural predators. They don't even know what a predator is.
Look at their eyes, though.
Yeah, they're just super retarded and happy. They don't even know to be scared of you. You can just walk up. There's like a whole thing on Instagram of quokka selfies. They're just super, super happy. If you do like try and like mess with them, they might throw their baby at you. That's a weird thing. That's a thing for another class. But they're just super.
You're a fucking liar. No way.